So welcome to our program. This is Beyond Survival Campaign, and this is a non-governmental organization, and basically we help individuals to work around this particular project and raise capital for whatever project that they want to do. So today, as we speak, there are so many guys around the world who are not living life to the best terms that they wanted. And because of the pandemic, things have even become worse. And this program is entirely here for this kind of people that today are not really doing so well. So I want to start by sharing a few reasons why most of us are surviving or actually living below the poverty line. So the very first reason why many people today are surviving is because of the job security. There are so many people who only want to have a job that probably will give them something at the end of the month. And as you guys know very well, there are so many companies that are sending so many people home today. In fact, the average lifespan of a job today in Kenya is only 4 years. So job security is something of the past. You cannot depend on it and actually get the kind of wealth that you want. Number two, we have the fear of unknown. There are so many people who fear going into businesses because they and financial consciousness. This one, most of us were not taught in school. In school, we were only taught what we call academic education. And today I'm going to take you through just a bit of it. Be attentive so that you understand what you need in terms of financial education to get the kind of wealth that you guys require. And then we have the inherited perception of the work concept, that is go to school, get a good grade, get a good job, work for 40 years, then probably retire with a golden watch. Something that doesn't happen anymore. Then we have guys who are mentally and physically lazy. Again, that is a major contributor to those who are surviving. Then we have guys who lack patience, and they also have inability to delay gratification. That means they want things to happen today. If not, they give up immediately. So you have to be willing to go through the entire journey, go through the entire process for you to get where you want to be. Then we have guys who are very busy in quotes. They have that kind of mentality. Even though they are doing nothing, they are always too busy to learn new things. And then we have guys who are trying to reject change for no good reason. And I always say that the world that we are in today has actually changed a lot. Many of us have been probably going to church online. You've been doing a lot of shopping online. You've been doing so many things online. So as you can see, change is something that we cannot fight with. We just have to embrace it along the way. And then we have those guys who are addicted to the approval and opinion of others. And before they do anything, this category of people, they have to consult everyone they know. And not everyone is successful enough to actually advise you on most things. So in most cases, you find many people, they get the wrong advice. Therefore, they do nothing reasonable with their life. Then we have obsolete mental programming, that is thinking in the old ways. Then lastly, we have procrastination. And I always say the biggest reason why many people are surviving is because of the comfort zone. And I know in this session, we have guys who maybe were employed before. Today, you don't have a job anymore. I would say that you are in a comfort zone of your own. We have guys who are probably employed as we speak. But whatever job you're having is not really giving you enough of what you want. Probably you cannot do some of the things you want, like traveling, investing in other businesses, and so on. So that is another comfort zone of its own. Then we have guys who have been put at home because probably you cannot go to school anymore. You cannot do whatever you are doing before. So again, that is a comfort zone. And guys, within the comfort zone, there are so many things that happen that are not really admirable to many people. I've seen many people who are here, they're just living a mediocre life. Most of them are surviving. Some of them are even going through depression, a lot of fear. They're just getting by. Most of them are settling for less and always asking, what if I fail, and so on. Now, if you check outside the comfort zone, there are some things that most of us would like to have. For example, I know many of us would like to be wealthy. There are so many of us who have big dreams that you want to achieve. There's a kind of lifestyle that most of us would want to live. Then we also want financial freedom, prosperity, fulfillment, and so on. And if you want to achieve all these factors that are outside the comfort zone, then you have to expand the comfort zone. You have to think bigger, you have to embrace new opportunities for you to move to the next level of your life. So our campaign is here to help you do a few things. So I'm going to take you through the different benefits that you guys can enjoy with this powerful program. So number one, you can become your own boss and retire early, like this particular gentleman you can see on the screen. These are our partners from Nigeria, Uganda, and Kenya. Then you can also help other people and leave a legacy through charity works that is impacting maybe the less fortunate in the society. Like on this particular pictures here on the screen, this was a donation we were doing to some street kids as well as orphans and so on. So you can also help to reach out to other people who are not blessed equally like yourself. Then number three, you can also own a home and become a landlord. And I know many people have a goal to probably have investments on their name and live from the profits of these investments. So our program as well can help you achieve that. And we have so many guys who have done it before. We have guys who have built their own apartments, they have built their own homes, courtesy of this powerful project. Then you can also own your dream car. If you have a dream car in mind that probably you have wanted to own for a long time, this is your chance, because just like the many other guys who have done it, you can equally do it. Then lastly, you can get a chance to travel the world. These were some of the trips that we had in the past. One is in Mauritius. We have a Philippine trip here. Then again, the two gentlemen were leaving for Dubai. So you can also get a chance to travel the world through this powerful program. So allow me to share with you a few success stories out of the program before I go into how you guys are going to partner with us and how you're going to benefit from the program. So I'll start with Madam Quinta. This lady was working in the bank about 2.5 years ago when she saw this powerful project. Got started. Within just 2 months, she had already left her job and was doing this full time, because whatever she was making here was actually much more than whatever she was making in the bank. And remember, at the bank, she was working full time, yet here she was doing it part time. So she became a full timer. And today, Quinta drives that wonderful car. That is a Mitsubishi RVR. Then next, we have Mr. Kulen Maina. This guy was selling mitumba before. This is back in 2016. Got started as well. Actually, sold all his stock to begin this new business. And today, as we speak, that is the car that he drives, the Mercedes Benz, as well as running other businesses. This is a tour van that is using to operate a tour business currently. Then we have this wonderful lady. She's called Madam Hajara. So Hajara is a graduate of Makerere University with a law degree. She couldn't find herself a law firm job. So she went and started selling spare parts, as you can see in the middle picture. Today, as we speak, Hajara is one of the highest paid ladies in this powerful program. And when she was expectant, that was last year, she actually took an off. I can call it maternity leave of about 6 months, because still she was benefiting from the program, even in her absence. I'm going to tell you how. Today, the lady is driving a very big machine that is a Pajero. She does the business together with her husband and other family members, and both of them are driving those beautiful cars. Then we have Mr. Helias Mozi, who was just selling insurance before. I was very broke at that point. When he was introduced to this powerful program, the guy got started. Today, as we speak, is one of the major landlords. Courtesy of this project, is also one of the top earners of this wonderful campaign that we are running right now. So you can see on that billboard, the client name is Serugo Elias Mohozi. And then on the right, this is his friend Duncan, who was among the first few people to believe in him. And together, they are now landlords and doing so well. Now, I want to share with you guys the vision that we have for this powerful campaign in the next 1 year. And you guys can easily fit in, and probably you'll be among some of the guys who will be achieving some of these things. Now, first of all, we want to produce over 100 car achievers, courtesy of this project. By 2021, we want to have over 300 plus house and land achievers as well. We also want to take guys on 3 all expense paid trips. That means you don't have to spend a dime on anything. We are going to take care of everything. Your work is just to show up with your passport and your luggage. And then we also want to feed another 5,000 families, as well as children's homes. And then we also want to produce over 1,000 members who are already making a 6-figure. That is 100,000 Kenya shillings, or $1,000 plus for those who are not in Kenya. Now, allow me to start by sharing the principles of wealth creation, because for whatever you've seen, you cannot just get to that point if you really don't understand the principles of wealth creation, or how the rich people make their money. So we have 3 principles that I want to share with you guys today. And this is part of the financial education that I talked about before. So number 1, you have to reduce your liabilities. These are things that take money away from your pocket. Number 2, you have to acquire business assets, like whatever I'll share with you. These are businesses that bring money to your pocket each and every day. And then number 3, as you acquire these business assets, ensure you don't go for any business, because not all businesses have the third point. The business should be able to leverage through a system that duplicates. So that the key word is leverage and duplicate. So I'm going to explain the 2 of them briefly, so that you guys understand, for those who really don't understand what they mean. So let me start with leverage. And according to Robert Kiyosaki, he says, leverage is the power to earn more and more while working less and less, either by having people or money working for you. If you look at some of the richest people in Kenya, like James Mwangi or Chris Kirubi, these guys have so many employees. So they're applying the power of leverage by working with so many people. And then secondly, once they make a lot of money, they make billions of shillings, they don't just keep it in the bank. They take this money and put it into other investment vehicles, and their money is already working for them. For instance, if they buy shares, it already is going to appreciate over time. And of course, the value of the money increases. If they do it, if they do real estate as well, over time, the value of their properties, of course, are going to rise higher and higher. So you have to learn on how to apply the power of leverage. Now, one of the richest men back in the early 1900s once said that I'd rather earn 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts. Now, if you are going to be looking for just a job for yourself, you are actually focusing on your own efforts. But for the rich people, they don't really focus on what they can do. They focus on working with so many people that can actually help them to achieve whatever they want within the shortest time. And then if you don't understand this term leverage, definitely you will be working too hard. So get to understand it much better. Get to understand how you're going to apply it. Then secondly, I want to explain the power of duplication. Now we have 2 options on the screen. We have 2 options on the screen. Option 1, there's 1 shilling that you guys are going to be given, and this 1 shilling duplicates in value every month, and you receive it after 30 months. So 1 shilling is equivalent of $0.01 for those who are not in Kenya. And then option 2, we give you 3 million Kenya shillings all at once within a period of 3 months. Which one are you going to choose? Now, when I ask this question oftenly, many people give me option 2. They pick option 2 as what they are going to take. And that is just an evidence that many people are impatient and lacking the ability to delay gratification. And guys, I want you to look at what will happen because of the power of duplication in the next 30 months. That is 2.5 years. So you get the 1 shilling. By the time you get to month 10, you already have 512 Kenya shillings, or $5.12. By the time you get to month 20, you already have 500,000 Kenya shillings, or $5,242. By the time you get to month 30, the money is even much bigger. You now have 500 million Kenya shillings. That is almost, is it 30 times? No, 50 times whatever the other guy received. And you can see the power of duplication. So once you understand leverage, once you understand duplication, you already understand the principles of creating wealth, and you can easily do a lot when it comes to business. Now, Robert Kiyosaki again goes ahead to say, and is the author of the business of the 21st century, of which what I'm going to share with you is part of. He says great opportunities are not seen with the eyes, they're actually seen with the mind. And most people never get wealthy because they are not trained financially to recognize opportunities in front of them. So as we proceed, guys, I want you to engage the mind. Don't only use your eyes, as many people have been doing. Use your mind. So this is the history of the world economy. And before 1880, we had a agrarian revolution. So this one just shows you that the world has been changing, and you need to embrace the changes that are coming with it. So before 1880, we had a agrarian revolution. Most people were depending on agriculture for their survival until the year 1880, when we had industrial revolution coming in. So during this period, there were manufacturing companies that were coming up, and many people got jobs in those industries. And this was the very first time that even schools were invented, so that they can train the right people to work for the manufacturing industries that were coming up. So later on, we had distribution, and in 1980, we had a new revolution coming in. That was computer revolution, which didn't take long. Internet came in. Internet is just a connection of computers. Like right now, my computer is connected to your computers, wherever you are, and we can listen to each other as if we're in the same room. Now, right now, as we speak, we've been having information revolution as well. And guys, we are exiting into connected revolution. So the business I'm going to share with you is part of the connected revolution. So once you understand how this works, it will be very easy for you to make money through it. So on the screen, these are a few companies that have been doing business in the different revolutions. And you can see from different categories, the richest people in the whole world are actually working with the right revolution. So for you to make a lot of money today, for you to survive whatever crisis that is happening right now, you have to align yourself with the right economy. And the right economy for today is what we call connected economy. So what happens here? Now we say empowered consumers as well as buyers and just like the business owners. That means you don't have to own a big company. You don't have to be a manufacturer. You don't have to distribute your products. You can as well become just a consumer or a buyer. But at the same time, if you get empowered, especially through platforms like what I'm going to share with you, you can as well make so much money, just like the business owners that own this company. So I want you guys to stop thinking local. I want us to think globally. So in the industrial era, we had just a few opportunities available. While in the connected economy, we have so many possibilities. There are so many opportunities that we can work with. Now, before I introduce our company, allow me to share with you a few companies that are already doing business in the connected economy. So here we have Amazon, we have Netflix, we have Uber, we have Airbnb, we have Facebook and Instagram. Now, all these companies are connectors as well. So what they simply do is to connect one category in the society and another one. For instance, Amazon connects consumers of different products to the producers. They don't produce anything. Netflix connects movie lovers to the movie producers. They don't produce any movie or program. Uber connects travelers to the taxi owners. They don't own any car. Airbnb as well connects maybe travelers to real estate properties. They don't own any property themselves. Facebook again does not post any content, but many people come there to just interact and see what other people are sharing. Instagram as well, they don't post any photos on their own. They rely on what me and you are already posting. And now if you look at the network of their owners on the right, these guys have made so much money by investing in the connected economy. And guys, I want you to note that none of these companies existed beyond 20 years ago. And some of them are as young as 5 to 10 years. That tells you that if you're going to understand the concept, You give it your time, you give it your best shot. In the next 5 to 10 years, you could also have made some good money. You might have not made $1 billion, but you would have made some good money. That one I can assure you. So as a beginner, you can either start by connecting a person to a person, just like Facebook does. And if you compare the owner of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, and Peter Munga, who has been in the industrial economy for so long, Mark has made so much money. And that is just the power of aligning yourself in the right economy. The number two, you can connect a service to a person, just like Uber. And an example is like Travis Kalanick of Uber, then compare him with Manu Chandare, who has also been in the manufacturing. Travis has made so much money compared to him. Then we have people who can connect a product to a person. For example, we have Jumia, we have Amazon. Most of us have shopped here. And if you check, the owner of Amazon today is worth over $200 billion. He has actually surpassed what we have here. Compare him with Tabitha Karanja, they are almost age mates. The difference is that Jeff is in the connected economy, while Tabitha is still in the industrial economy. So guys, align yourself with the right economy. So as well, in Beyond Survival campaign, we are also connectors. And I'm going to show you what we connect people to. So we have our partners, first of all. So we partner with international companies that are multi-billion-dollar companies as well. So we have DSM, which is in Europe. We have Nature's Way and Wada Global Nutrition, that is in the US. We have Natural Life, which is in Asia. We have EcoBank and Stanbic. Those are our main partners that give us a few products and certain services that we have as well. So we have branches already in over 150 countries. So we are not testing this with you guys. It's something that has already worked. And in all these countries, we have met all the legal requirements. So this is for Kenya. You can see KRA, you can see Nairobi City County, you can also see KEBS that has approved our product. So we do connect people, number one, to health products. And I always say health is the most important. Before even you think of money, think about your health. So we connect you to some health products, what I call immune boosters. You're going to see them. And your immunity is one of the things that will really keep you healthy, even as you age or you approach your old age. Number two, we are going to connect you guys to gadgets. We have electronics. We have a lot of gadgets that we shall also connect you guys to. Then lastly, we have a financial service that I'm going to introduce as well. So we always say that health is not valued until sickness comes. And allow me guys to start by sharing our breakthrough health products with you guys very quickly. So we have 6 categories of the products that we have. So the first category is what I call health supplements or immune boosters. So for the immune boosters, they help you to have a stronger immunity. Therefore, you can protect yourself from any lifestyle disease or most of them. So we have C24/7, which is for adults. We have Complete Phytoenergizer, which is for young adults. We have Kiddy 24/7, which is for kids. So if you know somebody with arthritis, diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, stroke, scurvy, anemia, and so on, these are what we call lifestyle diseases. These are diseases that you would rather prevent than wait for the doctors to cure because they don't have any cure. So the best thing you can do is to prevent yourself from them. And the best way to do that is by using health supplements like what we have. Then number 2, we have beverages. So we have 2 beverages. We have My Choco, which is a chocolate drink. We also have a coffee, or what I call Leven coffee, which is just coffee. But the 2 of them are alkaline. So this particular doctor, that is Dr. Otto Warburg, he made a discovery in the year 1931 that no disease, including cancer, can actually exist in an alkaline environment. So that is why our coffee was made alkaline, so that as you consume it, it already protects you from certain illnesses. The number 3, we have anti-aging product. We call it Residual Life. This one will help you to look younger, more active, and also prevent aging diseases. Aging diseases are like Alzheimer's disease or memory loss. We have cancer, we have high blood pressure, we have diabetes, and so on. So this is a very powerful product. The number 4, we have cardiovascular product, or what I call Healthy Heart. So we have Choleduz, which is a cholesterol reducer. Then we have Vidamax, which helps to clear blood vessels of clots. So it prevents any heart disease, be it high blood pressure, cardiac arrest, and so on. So also use that, because your heart is the main pumping organ of the body. The moment your heart fails, of course, you are dead. So keep your heart healthy as well. And then we have fitness products. We have Burn Slim, which comes from Wada. So it comes in 4 forms. We have a tablet, we have a coffee, we have a shake. We also have tea. So you can also use that to help you keep in shape, especially right now. Many of us cannot access gyms. So this is a very nice product that can help you lose weight without having to go through long exercising sessions. Then lastly, we have household products. We have a toothpaste, we have a soap, we have what we call feminine and masculine wash for the genital area. So use them, keep yourself clean as well, and enjoy the product. So as you guys have noticed, most of these products, you're already using them. Most of us are using chocolate drink, you're using coffee, you're using toothpaste, you're using soap, you're using some of us makeup, especially ladies. You're already using a lot of fruits, a lot of vitamins, and some minerals. Those are supplements. And guys, you've never gotten paid while using, these are the products that you always buy maybe from the supermarket, chemist, or anywhere else. So for you to become a connector with us, it is very simple. Simply turn your liabilities into an asset. So we have the same products that you guys have been using, but on the other side, you don't get paid. So in this scenario, you could buy the products as well from us, but at the same time, you are going to get paid in the process. For instance, you can get started with the starter hamper. That will give you just one account. So it goes for 26,888. That is one-time shopping, and that will last you forever. Once you do that, you can always be earning with that account forever. Then number 2, you can start by shopping with the entrepreneurial hamper, which gives you automatically 3 online accounts where you can operate your business for the rest of your life. And lastly, you can do international business hamper, where you get 7 accounts where you can operate your business for the rest of your life. So the more hampers you do, the better. That is why I've categorized them as good, better, and best. Then once you do that, of course, once your account is set up, you are going to enjoy a number of ways of earning. So allow me to take you through how you'll be earning through this particular platform. So number 1, you can earn through the direct connector bonus. And I know many of you guys are using, let's say, Branch. Branch is an app that gives loans. When you go to the menu of Branch, they will tell you that anytime you refer your friend to also come and apply for a loan, they are going to pay you 500 shillings. Today, if you have a bank account with Standard Chartered Bank as well, when you refer a customer to open a bank account with them, they're going to pay you 500 Kenya shillings. Again, there are some colleges where if you refer a student and he pays school fee, you get paid some money at the end of the day. Now, in our platform, anytime you connect someone, you bring in a new connector, you don't get paid 500 like the other platforms. We pay you a whopping 1,800 Kenya shillings, that is $18. So if you are able to bring up to 100 people, if you are able to connect up to 100 people, you already have 180,000, that's simply. And that is $1,800 for those who are not in Kenya. So this is a very powerful way to earn, and many of us are already doing it. If you like a restaurant, you'll always refer your friends there. If you like a certain boutique for the ladies, you'll always take your friends there. If you love a certain salon, you'll always take your friends there. So this time round, you are going to refer, you're going to connect people, and we are going to pay you for doing that. So that is a powerful way to do it. But again, there are people who are saying that probably for them, they don't know many people. Now, the good news is this. With our platform, we have a binary system. Binary means 2. So the moment you get connected, you only require other 2 connectors for us to consider you a full businessman or a businesswoman with our platform. So the moment you introduce the 2 guys, you already have, as you can see on the screen, $18 on the left, $18 on the right. That is a total of 3,600 Kenya shillings. Now, this is very simple. We have already a system to help you guys achieve this. So I want to introduce you guys to our system. System simply means saving yourself stress, time, energy, and money. So it has taken us about 3 years to design this system to ensure that anyone who becomes a connector with our platform has a smooth ride along the way. So number one, we have social media adverts that we help you guys to do. Number two, we have radio adverts as well that we do run. Then we have video tools to help you do the talking, as well as Zoom meetings like this one to help you talk to your people. Then we also have the spillover system from the recruitment, whereby we support the slow individuals. So if you're going to be slow while building your business, this is for you. So this is how the spillover system works. Assuming this is Moses here, then Moses brings, let's say, Anita and Brenda, the first two. Then I have a third person, let's call her Charity. So when I bring on board Charity, I cannot put Charity directly below me because I already have the first two. The binary system is complete. So I'll have to support either Anita or Brenda with Charity. So when I do that, of course, their work has been made easier. And that is what we call the spillover support system. Then secondly, we have what we call the match sale or the pair earning. So this is an amount of 4,800 Kenya shillings. Now let me demonstrate how it works, equivalent of $48. So the moment you get started, you have a left sales force and a right sales force. You bring connector A on the left, you bring connector B on the right. Automatically that pays you 3,600. On top of that, you are going to get paid 4,800. So that is what we call the pair earning. And if in case Anita is going to continue to introduce another two connectors of our own, Anita will also make the 4,800. If Brenda does the same thing on the right, Brenda will also make 4,800. But remember, these guys are still part of the organization. Therefore, you also qualify to make another two pairs of 4,800 each. And that is what we call leverage. Probably you don't know these two guys that have been brought by Anita and Brenda, but because the system still sees them below your sales force, you still get paid for that. So here on the screen, I have two samples of accounts. This is actually myself who is speaking. This is Moses. This was me when I was beginning, and this is me today on the right. This is my very first account that I opened. Now, if you look at it keenly, this account has only connected 18 people as at yesterday. Those are 18 connectors across the world. But if you check the pair earning or the current total earning, this account has actually made me so much money, about 8.1 million Kenya shillings. And this has been possible because of the power of leverage. So you don't really need to connect so many people. All you need to do is to learn the power of leverage, transfer it down your genealogy as the network grows. Then here I have Francis. Francis was a photographer before, and this is him today. Today he does the business full time. And you can see for him, he has only connected about 9 individuals. And this guy has made up to 17 million in just his first account. Of course, we have other accounts. This is just the first one. So you can see how the power of leverage works. So I want to introduce you guys to our program. So this particular program is what we are working on right now. And it has helped so many people achieve so much in the shortest time possible. So when you get in, when you get started, plug into the program. Don't come and start reinventing the wheel, coming up with your own formulas. Whatever we have is already working 100%, and many people are already benefiting. So plug in the system and let's go together. So number one, we have guys who only want to raise between 900,000, that is $9,000 to 1.8 million within 6 months to 1 year. So for this category of people, we highly advise that you just go for one hamper. One hamper, as I said before, is going to cost you 26,888. At the same time, you are going to receive the products that I had shown you that is worth about 40,000 Kenya shillings or $400. So there's nothing you are going to lose, because the moment you pay the money, you get something back. Then we are going to create for you the account. And this is how the account is going to help you to raise this particular amount of money. So for the first 2 months, the weekly challenge that we have is to help you get one connector each and every week. So as you can see, in the first 2 months, it has 8 weeks. So you're only going to get 8 people on board. 8 people is going to pay you 19,200. Then in the second 2 months, we want to help the 8 people together with you get another 8 each. So that will pay you 153,600 Kenya shillings. Then in the next 6 months, we help those other 8 get another 8, and that will pay you 1.228 million. In the next 2 months as well, you can see what is happening. And by the time we get to month 12, that is 1 year, you already have about 18 million. If you do the sum, add them from top to bottom, that is a total of 18 million Kenya shillings, or $180,000. And it is very simple. You simply get 1 person per week for the first 2 months, and there will be a mentor for you guys to work with. So here you can see about 18 million, but I was talking about 900,000 to about 1.8 million. Now, the way we came up with that, success doesn't happen 100%. Sometimes you might fail a little bit, and we made it so small. We made the chances of failure so huge. So we've only taken 5% to 18% of this. Even if you are so lazy, you can easily hit this. For many people, I've seen them do up to 5 million, some of them up to 8 million in their first year. But for the very lazy people, whatever I had shown you before, between 900,000 to 1.8 million, you can easily do it. And then secondly, we have guys who want to do bigger. That means they want to raise between 2 million to 6 million Kenya shillings, or $20,000 to $60,000 within 6 months to 1 year. So for this, you have to shop bigger. So you're going to shop 3 hampers or the international hamper. That will cost you 80,664. The beauty about this is that it might last you even for 6 months. The shopping that you'll do can take you for a longer period of time. And I want you guys to imagine how much you spend on shopping within a period of 6 months. You'll realize that starting with this is not really a big deal. So that is $900 for those who are not in Kenya. So the same thing that we did before, we are going to work on the Get 8 program. So every week for the first 1 month, for the first 2 months, we are going to help you get 1 new connector each and every week. So within the first 2 months, you already have 8 people. And the same thing that we had seen before is going to happen. But now in this scenario, because you have 3 accounts, each of the account is going to earn you an average of about 18 million each. If you combine all of them, that is already 54 million. Again, do 5% to 10%. You already hit whatever target we had before. Then lastly, we have guys who want to do bigger. You have bigger projects to fund. You have bigger dreams to service. Now, for this kind of people, you need to shop with the international hamper. And the international hamper gives you 7 accounts, and it goes for 188,216, or what I call $2,100 for those who are not in Kenya. So with this scenario as well, you are going to follow the same program. Each and every week for the first 2 months, we help you get just 1 connector getting started within your organization. But within a period of 1 year, all your 7 accounts should have hit 18 million as well. And if you do the total sum, that comes to about 130 million in total. Again, you do 5% to 10%. That is what we are talking about. So for the super lazy people, this is still for you. You can just set aside some 2 to 3 hours a day. We guide you through our mentorship programs, and already you can do this. And lastly, we have a retirement plan. This is now for those who are already employed. Probably you've worked for so long. You've been saving maybe the pensions fund, but still you don't see any future. And even for the young people, you can work on this. Now, we have a 3-year retirement plan that we are working on as well. So I want you guys to follow keenly. So if you start with 1 hamper, in your first 1 year, you'll make that, second year that, third year that. The total income, that is 87 million. If you do 3 hampers, that is how you are going to earn. In total, that is 261 million. Then the 7 hamper is 609 million. Now, I want you guys to take 5% to 10% of any amount that you want to start with. And even if you check that, let's use an example of the first one, the first hamper. If you do 10%, that is 8.7 million. If you decide to invest that money elsewhere, it is already enough to give you a retirement income that can help you live the rest of your life. As well, if you do the 3 hamper, you only get 10% of it within 3 years. That is 26.1 million. Again, if you invest that capital, it can already help you to raise some retirement capital, which is passive income. And then lastly, 7 hamper, that is 61 million. So as well, that is good income. So I have this friend of mine, as well as my mentor, who has gone through the same program, and today is retired courtesy of this powerful project. And during this pandemic, Mike Ademi gifted himself this wonderful machine. This is a Chevrolet Camaro, which he bought at 16 million Kenya shillings. So Mike has done the business for 6.5 years. Before this, he had been working for some time, and by the time he saw this opportunity, he was already doing an ice cream franchise. For those who have been in town, you've seen other ice cream franchises. So that is what this guy was doing. But along the way, he got himself into a huge debt of 3.5 million Nigerian naira. And when he saw this business opportunity, he pushed himself, got himself the international hamper, that is 7 accounts. And today, as we speak, Mike is financially free. This is the 6th car he's buying within 6 years. And money is no longer a problem. Actually, how to spend it, as he says, is the problem. So you can as well get to retire through this wonderful project. That is our 3-year retirement plan. Then there are people that probably are going to finish the products that you'll be given. And when that is done, when your first set of products are finished, you can come back to the company and buy single products. So that is what we call a repeat order. So like this is Kiddie 24/7. This is for kids. Kids really love this. It boosts their immunity, and as well, it is sweet. It is not like the other medicine, which are very bitter. So the kids will really love this. And if you buy it as a connector, you get a discount of 25%. So that brings you to 650. When you go to sell it to anyone, you sell it at 1,000 bob. So you have a profit of 350 shillings. If you sell 10 of them, that gives you 3,500. If you do 100 of them, that is 35,000. All mothers want their kids to be healthy and stay away from diseases. So you can either buy the product because you like it, you want it, or a friend of yours needs it, or a customer wants it. So selling is optional here. We don't have targets, we don't have quotas for you. So these are some of the reasons why many people do this business. Number one, there's daily payout. If you make money today, you can access it tomorrow within 24 hours. There are no targets. We don't have monthly purchases that are mandatory. Selling is not a must. As well, it is transferable to your next of kin. And then we also have other ways of earning. We actually have 8 ways of earning. As we speak right now, I'm here to update one of them, an additional one that we've just added. So the other ways of earning will be explained to you in details later on. I don't want to really spend more time on them because they're a bit more technical. But basically, these are passive income. You don't need to work on them yourself. The other people in your organization, the other connectors that you have, are the ones who will help you to achieve them. And then we have the encashment process. This is how you receive your money. So we have 2 financial partners, that is EcoBank and Stanbic. So you will always receive your money through this. So once you get started, once you open your online accounts, you get your hampers. We are going to send you to our bank executives who will open for you the bank account. So once you have an account, submit it to our head office in Nairobi or Eldoret. Submit your KRA PIN, submit photocopy of your ID or passport. For those who are in Kenya, that is. And you can receive your money within 24 hours when you need it. Apart from the money that you guys will make, we also have travel opportunities or travel incentives. So each and every year, we have 5 trips that we take care of. So all of them are all expense paid trips. So we have Dubai trip, we have Philippine trip, we have South African trip, we have US Europe trip, then we have a trip to the Maldives. Like what you can see on the screen, this was a trip to the Philippines. So that was the flight we used. That was Emirates. They personally booked me on business class. This was the gala of the top earners. Then these were my colleagues that we attended with. So you can see we had several partners across the world. I also had a picture with Ambassador Mike, who is as well my mentor, as well as some other top partners. So I always say when you get a chance to travel, you actually expand the way you think. So many of us, we were born here in Kenya. You've never gone even just one country outside of Kenya. So this is your chance as well to travel. Personally, out of this incentive, I've been able to travel in 6 all expense paid trips. So I believe that is great. And I paid nothing. I only qualified for them. So there are qualifications to be met. Once you get started, we'll take you through them. We also have personal development sessions. We have team building activities. We have leadership trainings. We have academies. We have mentorship programs that we take you guys through. That was Windsor. We did a team building there. We also had our leaders Thanksgiving at Pride Inn Hotel. We also had our academy at, this was at St. Andrew's Church, just next to University of Nairobi. We've also had one at KICC before. We've had one at 6H Hotel before. We've had one at Noble's Hotel in Eldoret. So these are activities that we'll be taking you guys through so that you become better at the business. Many of us are not business people. Therefore, we don't understand how business is run. But it is our responsibility to guide you through that. Now, lastly, as I finish, just a little parting shot. I always say that poor today does not mean those who don't have money. If you don't have money with you, you are not poor, you're broke. So the poor people of this century, they are people who pass over opportunities repeatedly. And at the end of the day, these are the people who have nothing to bequeath their children. There is no inheritance at all that you leave behind. So ask yourself today, if you are to probably exit the world, what are you going to leave behind? Are you going to leave behind a shoe that is totally finished? Or you're going to leave behind some passwords of maybe bank accounts or maybe a title deeds or so on? So change the mindset. And the difference between the poor and the rich is basically the mindset. And the rich think in a certain way. So I want you guys to raise the standards of what you expect from yourself. Start thinking like the rich people. And at the end of this session, many of us have seen different things. Now, number one, we have guys who have been who have seen something very powerful or something very positive. Some of us have not seen any sense in what I've presented, or they have been very negative at the end of the session. It is okay, because in life we have guys, even though the situation is good, they'll always see the bad side of everything. So just like the glass here, some of us will see a glass that is half empty, some will see a glass that is half full. As well, I know there are people who have seen limitations. Maybe you don't have money, you are not so much educated, you don't have skills, you don't know people. All these are excuses. You have to drop them aside and focus on the opportunity. Personally, I saw an opportunity to, first of all, to transform my life. And number two, to change other people's life. Number three, to go into investments for myself so that I can live from the profits of the investments that I've already made. I also saw an opportunity to travel the world as well as impact so many other lives. So what have you seen? Are you seeing your limitations, or are you seeing an opportunity to make the world a better place? And then we have guys who have are probably going to say that for them, they don't have money. But in real sense, nobody has money until they see the power of any idea. And today, even if you go to the richest man here in Kenya, ask him for money he doesn't have. But if he finds out that whatever thing you are sharing with him can actually increase or multiply the money that they already have, they're going to look for the money to invest in it. So this is a business as well. If you loved whatever you saw, stop the excuse of not having money. Go look for the money, because money is just a product of ideas. So go look for the money, get yourself started. Our work is to support you until you get there. Then there are people who will say, I don't have time. Probably I'm very busy, but there is no one who is really busy in this world. All of us were given 24 hours. The way you use it is what determines where you will be. So we have people who create time for important things. We have people who waste time. They have free time, but they waste it. So even though you are working, you're already employed somewhere, you work 9 hours a day, you sleep 7 hours each and every day, you're still going to have 8 hours left in that particular day. So use these 8 hours wisely. Just like I told you before, our program only requires 2 to 3 hours each and every day, and you can as well do it and see some good results. Then lastly, there are people who have seen hard work. Personally, I saw leverage. I saw the power of leverage. Me just working so hard for the first 3 years. The moment I build a stable organization, the organization can easily pay me even on days that I'm on vacation, days that I'm sick, days that I can't report to work. And that is what we call leverage. So lastly, as I finish, I just want to give an awakening call to everyone, the men, the women, the young, the elderly in the house, a call against your excuses and your ego, a call for you guys to take action. Because without getting started, you cannot see the success. And just like we say, the key to getting success is getting started. However much you loved the opportunity, without starting, nothing really is going to happen. Then lastly, the starting capital may be small or big, depending on how you look at it. Have you seen it as a spending or an investment? So just like I told you, this is an investment. You are turning your spendings into an investment. So as an investment, even 180,000 is still a small amount. One time I went to look for a premise to do some business here in town in Nairobi, and I realized that even 180,000 cannot even complete the rent alone before I even get in. So when I saw this particular program and I saw the maximum investment that I can actually do is only 180,000, that was so small. And I decided to grab it today after so many years, 3 years to be precise. The business has been working so well for me.